Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I'm Barbara. Welcome to my tunnel. It's a little cool, but I'm down here at the end of the day, so it's probably only an hour or so before it gets dark. So in the tunnel right now, it's about 60, so I came down here to close it up and to talk to you guys and give you an update on about what's been going on in the tunnel, right? It's been, let me see, it's probably been a week or so since I did a video in the tunnel. I've been coming down here and y'all, things are not good right now. And so I want to show you what has been happening since we last talked when I was in the tunnel. I've been down here, but I haven't been able to do a video. I've done a couple of things in the house on video. So I want to kind of bring you forward about what's happening down here, what our plans are, what we're doing. And really just, if you have any help, suggestions, continue to give them, right? So kind of backstory. If you guys saw my video a couple of weeks ago, we had a huge fall harvest out here. It was massive. It was beautiful. It was good. And I lead with that because in this video, what I'm going to show you now is how my stuff don't look so good. It don't look good at all. Because I'm still having the mystery insect issue. And it's one of the things, like, you can have great success one day and the very next day you're scratching your head like, what just happened? And it will definitely not question your resolve, but it will show you what you are made of. In the past week, I have been extremely frustrated with coming down to my tunnel, and every day I come down, there's more stuff gone, more stuff decimated, and I don't know what it is. And I'm also equally frustrated, is too strong a word. I'm equally, I guess, just concerned because we haven't been able to do anything about it. Like, physically been able to do anything about it. My husband has really been busy working on a big event that we have coming up this week. I've been out of town for work and for personal, and so we have not had a chance to lay down all the things we need to try to figure out what this animal is and to get it to stop. So I'm showing you what is happening, and we've taken some of the suggestions that you guys have given us, but we haven't had a chance to implement. So that's the caveat. I don't want you to think that we've done all this stuff and we're still having an issue. Some of the stuff we have not just physically been able to do. Like right now, this is the first time I've been able to come out here all day. It's about 45 minutes. It's going to be dark, but my husband is tied up, so he can't come out here and help me, like, set up the stuff that we need to set up. Okay, I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining. And I know if you saw my last video, I feel like I'm talking so funny. I have aligners. I got Invisalign last week, and so I'm still trying to talk with them, and I'm still not used to it. Like, I feel like, anyway, that's not what the video is about. But if it feels like I'm talking funny or there's something wrong with my mouth, ain't nothing wrong with my mouth except I got a Invisalign in, and I'm trying to get used to it. So if you got some tips, let me know. I feel like I'm about to just, like, projectile spit or whatever. It's the weirdest thing. And I've had braces before. This is the result of me not wearing my retainer, which so my teeth have shifted. So I've worn braces before, and I know it's just you got to get used to it and all of that stuff. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I want to show you what is happening. I want to show you and tell you some of the suggestions and things that we've done or what we're going to do. And if you have any suggestions, please put them down below. And within all of that, I just want to talk about resolve, persistence, and resilience, and the need and the inner fight to keep going no matter what. Because I think that's important. We don't talk about that enough as gardeners, is when things are not going well, what is going to keep you gardening? Do you grow food or are you a gardener, right? And those are two different things. But let me turn the camera around and show you what the mystery animal has done. Hey y'all, this is my bed that I had carrots in. And as you can see, like, on the right hand side, we had picked that row, but I still had carrots in the middle and I still had carrots on the end. All of those carrots are gone. You can just see, like, I can literally just lift this up and it's just there. Like, literally. I have a row of carrots still there that's still kind of intact. Yeah. And you can see like there's a hole there, like something was under there, so to speak. Let me move this piece of mint. I had this piece of mint there as a deterrent. You can see that hole there, but basically this whole bed of carrots is gone except that one row right there. You can see there's another hole there where I pulled some stuff up, but it wasn't that much of a hole, and I put some mint there as a deterrent. So let me kind of tell you what's going on and how we found this bed. Okay, so if you saw my earlier videos when I had the harvest, you know that that bed was full of carrots, even after we pulled our good harvest of carrots up. So last week I was out of town, and before I went out of town, I did not water. So it probably had not been watered in 3 or 4 days, which is not really a big deal, especially this time of the year. Like, it'll be fine, it'll survive. And I was coming home that day and was gonna water. But my husband called me that morning. He was like, hey, I'm out in the tunnel. I came to open it up because it's kind of warm, and your carrots really need some water. They're laying down. And I was like, really? That sounds odd. Because I'm thinking, it ain't that dry. Like, you know, it had been watered in 3 days. It ain't that dry. But I was like, okay, just water. So he watered everything in the tunnel, right? So when I came home, it was after dark. I had other stuff to do, so I didn't come out to the tunnel. I came out the very next morning, at the top of the morning. And as soon as I walked in, I saw the carrots laying down. And I knew something's up, because you guys know when you water something that's like been parched or without water, and you water it, the next day, and sometimes even within hours, but by the next day, it's standing back up again, right? Unless it's like completely dead. And I knew that they weren't dead. So when I saw that they were still laying down, I went over there to just look at them, and I put my hand down, and literally I just picked up all carrot tops. Like, there was no carrot attached to it, nothing. It was just a handful of carrot tops, just like what I just showed you. Gone. At that time, I had 1 row left. As you can see now, the other row is gone. I came out here 2 days ago, and there was just more carrot tops. Gone. You saw the mint, like, near the hole. The only thing I was able to do last night when I was out here, and it was dark, so we could not set any of the traps that we wanted to set, is that I read somewhere that mint is a repellent. Now, I have a big old pot of mint when you first come into my tunnel, but I actually took off some sprigs of mint and just laid them on the bed near those holes and in the bed, just to see if that would be a deterrent. Now, I don't know if he got tired or whatever, but I can tell you that since last night and tonight, nothing has happened with that bed or the other beds where I see I laid mint. So I don't know if it worked or not. Let me show you the rest of it. This is the first bed when you come out. This is where I had planted broccoli there on that first row where it's all pulled up, cabbage and cauliflower. Okay, you can see, as I get closer, you can see the damage that's been done to some of the leaves. Now, the broccoli row was completely decimated. I showed you that last time with the animals, so I went ahead and took those out. These I've left in here to kind of serve as the, okay, you've already eaten these, go ahead and finish it, and maybe if you eat these, then you won't bother anything else. So I've left these in here intentionally just as a, hey, you know what, you got it. You can have these, so to speak. But you can see, you know, the damage that's been done, and these were just fine. But you can tell, excuse me, how something has just eaten around it and all of that. And I also see some type of droppings. I don't know what they belong to, but I do see it on some of those. So again, this whole bed, you see the carrots that are growing in the middle, they seem fine for now, but this whole bed pretty much has been destroyed. I'm just leaving it as is for now until we can figure out what's going on and go from there. Let me show you this bed. This is the bed that had all of my beautiful cabbage. Look at that. Do you see? It's like a skeleton. And again, the cabbage was growing so nice, so beautiful. And look at it. And you can see that it was actually covered. Okay, here's the kale bed. Now, some of this is because we harvested, so that's why it's looking a little thin, but you can see some of the damage. where it's just been eating on the leaves. They haven't gotten all of it, but they have definitely been in here, so to speak. So things that haven't been touched, like the whole lettuce bed is intact. The lettuce bed and the cilantro is intact. And again, I don't know if the cilantro is a deterrent because of the smell, but it's intact. I would say probably 70% of my collard greens right now are still okay. They have gotten to some of them. So yeah, it is pretty disheartening. Pretty disheartening. Like success, and then now literally they have destroyed a lot of my hard work. It's frustrating. It is disturbing. It makes me sad. It makes me angry. Like I've gone through all the emotions, right? And the thing is, because I don't know what it is one of the most frustrating things. So you guys gave a suggestion to put a camera here. We have the camera. It's just having time for my husband to get in here and put it in here. So we do have a camera. It won't give us real time, like, you know, ping us, but we can go back and look at the footage. Okay. Then we went to Tractor Supply to kind of get some stuff like repellents and stuff like that. So we were talking to the lady in Tractor Supply who was very, very helpful. At first we thought, okay, maybe it's a mole, but in looking and researching, she was like, moles eat insects, and the kind of damage you're having, I don't think it's a mole. Okay, so that's one option. Next, we talked about a rabbit. And according to her, she didn't feel like it was a rabbit because she said in raised beds, maybe along the ground, but she said in your raised beds, they can't jump in there. She said they hop, but they don't jump. And so she said she doesn't think it's the rabbit unless they're eating like something they can reach like the top of the leaves, but not like bottom leaves and all of that. So she was thinking that maybe it could be a groundhog, it could be a skunk, it could be a raccoon, something like that. So those are like much bigger animals. And we just kind of went through each one and kind of what they would do and all that and talked through some options. And so we bought some traps, we bought some repellent and stuff to put out to just see if that's what it is. She also said, well, do you have a barn cat that you can like put in the greenhouse, and that'll kind of maybe deter if it's a mole or a rat or something like that. Of course, we don't have any more cats. You know, one cat left, and then of course our other cat, Simba, we had to put him down a few months ago. So we don't have any cats right now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Here's the thing, is that you saw where the cabbage was like, it was covered, right? So in terms of the greenhouse, it has been closed at night, like sides down, front door, back door closed, and all of that. In the daytime, we have been opening it for a few hours. I would say about 5 or 6 hours, just because it gets so hot in here. It's like 100 and something degrees when it's 60 degrees outside. So there is opportunity in the daytime for something to come through the front door and of course be in here still, excuse me, when we close the door. When I'm in here, I never see anything. Now, last night when we came to close the door and I came to set something down, I heard something rustling up under one of my covers in the ground. But whatever it was not big. If it was a groundhog, I would have been able to see it, right? It was, I could hear the rustling, but I could not see a big enough animal. And obviously when we pulled back the cover, we didn't see anything. So either, and we were standing, I mean, the lights were on in here, so we could still fairly see okay. But that made me think that it's something that was going underground, which that would not be a raccoon. And I don't think, I don't know much about groundhogs, but ain't they big? Aren't groundhogs big? You would see that under a cover, I would think. So, I don't know. The mystery is still out. Is it something that is already in here underground, so it's going to be in here no matter what when it's closed up shop? Or is it something that's coming in the daytime? We did find that there is a piece under the tunnel that was kind of open, so something could have squeezed in. So my husband did put a board up and all that stuff. We found that out, like maybe it's coming in that way. I don't know. We're still at a loss. So we did buy some traps, some big traps that would get an animal. She told us to put like some peanut butter or cheese on it or something like that, and it would just, you know, at least then we'll know what we're dealing with, and all of that, and some other kind of contraption that we're supposed to put out. And then we got some repellent that was organic, not toxic to, you know, dogs, animals, that kind of stuff. I mean, dogs and things like that, that we can put like around the beds. So we have the stuff. We just got to get it done. But that is what's going on in my tunnel. Yeah. So I need to start seeds. Like, I was already going to start seeds. I was not going to start them at this level, but I am going to restart, like, just redo. I'm just going to redo. I have the time to do it because, you know, it's just December. And even if I don't start till January, I still have time, I think, to do it and to get crops. Like, most of the things are between 60 and 90 days. So I should still be good to have something, maybe one final harvest in March or April is the goal or the plan. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is to start some more seeds. But I just want to kind of give you an update. This is what it's looking like. This is what's going on in the tunnel. And even though I'm frustrated, I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm all the emotions, one thing that I have told myself is that I'm not quitting, right? This is a season. This is a moment in time. I know that some people deal with this kind of stuff all the time. You know, this is new for me because in the first 3 years, I've never had any issues of this magnitude. I've dealt with pests like aphids, you know, Japanese beetle bugs, but I have not dealt with animals or stuff eating my stuff like this. So I know this may be commonplace for some. In 3 years, I have not had this. So again, that's why I say it's a journey. You never arrive. It's never always the same. And you can have success one time and then something hits you and you're like, man, I cannot believe that. I lost my whole crop. But are you just going to grow food, or are you going to be a real gardener and you just going to figure it out and keep it going? I'm going to pray over this greenhouse. I'm going to ask the Lord for wisdom. I'm going to ask the Lord for help. And then I'm going to ask also, we need time and just availability to try to address the problem. I mean, as you guys know, this is not my full-time business. I run a whole full-time business. My husband is in full-time ministry. I help him with that. We got kids, you know, we got a busy life. So a lot of times this is where we have the extra time. And sometimes, especially, it gets dark so early that we don't have, when we might be available, it's too dark to work out here. But I'm preaching to the choir. You guys already know. All that to say is that thank you for the tips and suggestions. Please send more, give more based on what the Tractor Supply lady said. What do you think? I don't know. If you've dealt with it, let me know. And I'm willing to have any and all suggestions. And we're just going to keep going until we figure it out. Right now, I may start seeds either this week. If I don't start them this week, then I'll probably start them the first week of January and just wait. And then maybe we can kind of see what's going on. Because right now, I don't want to put anything else out. And I mean, I don't have, even if I bought transplants, I wouldn't want to put them out until I can kind of get a handle on what's going on out here. And a lot of this stuff I've left almost like as a trap crop. Like, okay, you already got it, so just get it. Right? Instead of, maybe they'll eat the rest of the cabbage that they've already decimated. Maybe they'll eat the rest of these broccoli leaves and leave my collards alone. That's kind of the plan right now. Although I hate coming here, seeing the way it looks, because it just looks like death to me. And that's not what your garden's supposed to look like. But that's where we are for now. So that's the update. Thank you guys for your support, for your encouragement. And I hope that this, again, nobody likes showing their dirty laundry, their ugly baby and all that. But I would not be a real authentic person, much less a gardener, if I only showed you the good stuff. If every video you saw, you're like, oh my gosh, she grows so well. No, no and no. It is only by the grace of God, and it is only by perseverance and doing the things that I've learned that I've had a measure of success. And I claim that I will continue to have success, right? I do not feel like this is the end of the road. This is a moment in time, and we're going to get through it. And I encourage you that whatever you have going on in your life, your situation, be of a mind that is resilient, be resolute, and don't give up. Keep going. Because, y'all, what is the alternative? The only alternative is for me to go buy food at the grocery store. That is not an alternative, not a long-term solution, right? It tastes like trash. It tastes like disappointment, and it costs too much. Okay? So we're going to grow some food. Got a little setback, but we're going to grow some food. So I want to encourage you. I want to inspire you by showing you, like, you saw the success I had 2 weeks ago, and now you see what is going on in my garden. That it's less than pretty. It's less than ideal. That's the current state, but I can guarantee you it will not be the future state. So that's all I wanted to share, what's going on, and ask for any help, prayers, suggestions, and I will keep you guys posted on what we're doing and how we, make it through all of this. But remember, gardening is a journey. This is unfortunately part of it, but let's continue to grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.